Working now. Hopefully you are having a wonderful day. I'm just gonna start my little stream over again, and we'll get rid of the old stream as if it never even happened. Merry Christmas to all who celebrate Christmas this day. God and Goddess, thank you so much for this beautiful weather, this lovely day here in Florence. Thank you so much for the warm sun and the beautiful ocean and all the beauty. Thank you so much for safe travels and the opportunity and ability to come be with my Megillah family and to celebrate Christmas and this holiday season with them. Please enlighten us in this time that we celebrate the light and its return to the earth. Please give us spiritual insights that will help us ascend the golden ladder of being and get closer to our perfected state in heaven most high. Help us to be loving and compassionate and kind. In the name of Elohim I pray. Amen. Woohoo! And today is Humanity Day, so the prayer is: Our God and Goddess, immanent and transcendent, send to all your angel of peace. May wisdom guide us as we accept or reject things from the past. May your angel of wisdom bless all that we pass on to the future. It's a great day every day is a great day for considering what traditions you may want to pass on to the future, but especially when we are celebrating so-called holy days, right? And these different traditions where we are gathered around the table with our friends and family. We're gathered around the Christmas tree. We're gathered around whatever we are doing. It's a ritualistic celebration and gathering. It should be something that is uplifting and positive and worthy of celebration, right? Not a hallmark commercialized gift giving and receiving type, shallow exchange of energy that is, ultimately not beneficial for any of us. It's so good to give. I absolutely love giving gifts. And it's nice to receive as well. But obviously, that is not the reason for the season. If anything, we should be praying for more light, and that should be, the best gift. For me, the best gift that I received this year was finding out that Day went vegan. And that's just really exciting for me to be able to say that I have a vegan pastor, and woohoo, I'm so excited. I know that on January 11th is going to be the next temple service. The sun's going to not be very pleasant in a second. And we're going to be discussing Vegans and Vegetarians United and why Day has gone vegan. And I get to give a little discussion or talk on veganism. So I hope that you will reach out and ask for the Zoom link and join us at that time. I'm going to just shift myself over a little bit so that I can't believe it is like 55 here and sunny. And yeah, I might have to just stop at the beach on my way out because it is beautiful. You can actually see over here the beautiful location here. It is unfortunate how many of these little coastal towns are, geared toward fishing and essentially, devastating the oceans and her creatures. But I do have hope for humanity to awaken, and that's why we're doing the peace contemplations and trying to bring light into this fallen world. So it is us that get to be the hands and feet of Christ. All right. Hey, everybody, in the live chat. I apologize that I was also late. David D, I see your comment saying that you were late, but I was also late. And my other stream, my audio wasn't working. So there seems to be some issue. It wasn't working yesterday properly either. So I got to make sure that my audio, to triple check it before I go live so that it doesn't get attacked. It's like the powers that be don't want these messages to go out. They don't want us to be able to connect and unite over the truth of our reality. And they do so many different things to separate us, to shadow ban us, to make us feel like we are alone in our posts and all of these things, right? Nobody cares. They don't want to come on and talk or be on my post, or like all these different ways that they discourage us. And yeah, it's not just you, it's all of us. It's really interesting to hey Maddie says that what a gorgeous view. Where are you? I am in Florence, Oregon. Kyle says it seems you need an umbrella. I know, this sun, I mean, I can't complain though, because it is like, it's so beautiful. And I was at the beach yesterday, and especially as a flat earther, I love going to the ocean and just seeing how flat it is. It's just so beautiful, the things that you don't even really appreciate or notice, like the crepuscular rays, and how cool it is to actually see them. I don't know, just maybe I'm a little bit of a nerd, but I love seeing those things in real life that kind of remind me where we are and how cool this reality is that we are in. Hey, Merry Christmas, Morto. Z Proxy says, end of the year fireworks approaching. Oh, interesting. Are there actual fireworks, or do you mean something metaphorical? Maddie says, Merry Christmas, beautiful. Oh, thanks. Thank you all for joining. I know that it is Christmas, so I'm not planning on staying on here for very long. Maybe we could jump on a little bit later. I'm not really sure. We're going to be doing a dinner here around 4, and I'm not sure what that is going to entail and who's going to come and hang out and what's going to go on. Otherwise, I would love to just dedicate some time to a live stream. But tomorrow, we're going to be hitting the ground running at noon with the first 3 candles, which is the next chapter in the Nazarene book of Genesis. It'll be the Bahir Shabbathayim. This is the literal instructions given to Abdiel of how the Nazarene priesthood, how the communion, how the church essentially would function with all of the different mechanisms. It's going to be really cool to dive into it. But one of the things I really love about it is it's going to highlight that the 12 tribes are not 12 bloodlines, like many have been led to believe. But the 12 tribes are the 12 tribes of workers. There's the tribe of skilled tradesmen. There's the tribe of priests and priestesses, the farmer, or the shepherds, the farmers, all of these different, the gatherers, those that would go out and find fallen trees and bring them to be used, right? So that we can use the resources that Mother Earth provides for us without having to do all the deforestation, all of the unnatural practices that we see happening today. The Nazareans would always try to live in peace and harmony with the Mother and Mother Earth, that is. And in every different area of our lives. So whether it's the way that we farm or collect resources, which is not easy these days, right? So many of the way that the commercialization of our world and the matrix forming, right, has removed us from so much of being able to even acquire our own materials and grow our own food and even forage for food and all of these different things that it's like, I mean, how many carpenters out here could go into the woods and get a fallen log and bring it back to their wood shop and, make some 2x4s, like make the actual things that they needed out of those logs. Or how many of them are just kind of Home Depot, Lowe's specialists, which I'm not knocking at all. Trust me, I really appreciate carpentry, and my dad's a carpenter, and I admire carpentry. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying we're divorced from that. How many chefs go out and forage their own food, know how to find the herbs that they use in the wild, so to speak? How many of them, it's every different area. So I'm really excited anyways to get into all of these details that were literally given to Abdiel in the Garden of Eden. And it'll be really exciting also to continue the story of Adam and Eve and see what is going to happen in there if you haven't read it already. I know that the first time that I came across it, I couldn't stop reading it, and I just had to skip. I skipped through the Bahir Shabbathim because I needed to figure out what happened to Adam and Eve. It's kind of a nugget of gold within a cool story that's a nugget of gold as well, and it's like very intellectual and um, lots of great wisdom, but also inside the midst of this really exhilarating, exciting story. And so it's kind of like, yeah, it's fun to take in. Hey Jennifer, how's it going? Merry Christmas. Jennifer and I are talking about, well, maybe I shouldn't say what we're talking about doing, but I will contact you a little bit later today about that because I think it's a really great idea. Kyle says, Merry Christmas, Anana, and to everyone in the live chat. I'm grateful for beauty that surrounds us each day. Absolutely. Me too. David D says, looks really sunny. Is it still cold? It's actually, I think it was 55 when I was driving into the bookstore today. So it's really nice. And yeah, really, really nice weather out. Maddie says, I was out in Oregon last year at Cannon Beach. I have family in Oregon. Okay, I'm not really sure where Cannon Beach is. I'm not too familiar with Oregon, other than kind of the like up the 5, Ashland and Medford, which is I visit often for like good vegan food, and then I go up to like the Roseburg area and cut on over 138 to the 101, and then come up to Florence, and then sometimes go up to Newport as well. That's like one of the closest Walmarts and places to shop. It's kind of hard to find organic and vegan food around here, like being both of those. Although I'm not fully organic right now, I am feeling more convicted to be more cautious about what I'm putting into my body and taking care of my temple better, because we only get one each lifetime around, and all these things around us, not all, but so many different things around us are designed to prematurely age and degrade this beautiful machine that is self-healing. Like every part of our being, that Yah within, right, that I am, it is moving towards the expansion of existence, consciousness, and bliss. It wants to heal itself. It wants to return to nature and get better. It wants to be perfect. It wants to be and continue existing. And so the powers that be want to dim that light, that being of you, that spark of Yah, and degrade your physical machine. So they give us poisoned water, poisoned food, poisoned air, all of these different things. They put us into, classrooms and keep us from, don't go outside, don't play in the sun, don't go and touch the grass, don't do all of these different things, right? To try to dim that shine, to degrade your physical body, so that you eventually, well, their goal for you would be for you to go into the doctor and start replacing body parts with metal, with machinery, with whatever they're coming down the lines with this Neuralink. It can fix anything, right? It's very fascinating, actually. We're gonna have to get into a deep dive with the Neuralink and how, thank you, Clouds, how they can literally trap a soul, and you can become enslaved light through their technology. And it's really fascinating to see how this Neuralink thing that they put in the brain, they take these little like maybe fiber optic cable type, I'm not sure if that's the right term for what it is. That's kind of what it looks like, but it attaches to this little gadget that stays on the top of the skull, and then it goes into make different connections in different parts of your brain. So they take like this little needle thing and kind of poke it in like so many different times. And yeah, it's really, really fascinating, the science behind it, and how, like, just thinking about how different stories in the Megillah talk about this river of light that comes in your head specifically, and how we can build up dams that literally cut us off from that river of light that river of life and light that connects us to heaven most high. And how there's other stories also about Lazarus, for instance. There's a story of a little boy when Miriam was a child that that had the same problem, but essentially their souls left through their heads and they were basically just chilling around, and they're like, how do I get back in my body? And there's different ways that Miriam and Christ were able to get the soul back in the body. But it's just really fascinating that there's just so much of an attack on this area, and even those little tiny hats in a way, and the symbology of like kind of it's some stuff to dive into for sure. Kyle says that this is good info. I love learning about how to thrive on natural resources off grid, right? This is the kind of stuff that we need to be taught in school, that we need to have as common knowledge, especially going into different scenarios where look at the world stage right now, and it's not living in fear. It's assessing the situation that we're in and the possible outcomes and preparing for those bad outcomes, while praying for the good outcomes and actively trying to manifest those good outcomes, right? We don't just sit here and pray and don't do anything about it. We actively go out and we try to raise awareness. We warn people about what's going on. We try to plant seeds to raise the vibration and all these different actions that follow along with prayer. But yeah, I just got a little indoor seed hydroponic growing thing gifted to me for Christmas. So I'm excited to get some things growing on my own potentially. So cool. Jennifer says, I was in tears yesterday reading Genesis chapter 9. Yes. Text me, sister. Okay, cool. I was curious which chapter 9 is. Okay. Yes, Jennifer, we should discuss a little bit more of chapter 9. I'm not sure if you saw my reading about it, but it would be really, guys, really loud. It'd be really cool to deep dive in with you on this stuff and chat back and forth, and maybe get some other people like on a little round table discussion about it. And yeah, I have some other fun plans that would be really cool. Maybe, actually, okay, that was a good idea. We'll talk about it. We'll talk in a little bit. Hey, DJ, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day with your family and loved ones, as we all should be, right? Maddie said, yeah, I've been through that area where you are at many times before. Oh, cool. Have you ever noticed this bookstore, the spiritual bookstore here in Florence, or do you just kind of mean the general area? Yeah, it'd be really cool if you had already known about that. Kyle says that anything that blocks divine flow is hell. Exactly. And how much cooler would all of our lives be if we just let all this stuff out of the way and we could let that superpower come in and just radically transform us and make us into the best versions of ourselves possible. We're all just radiating this amazing spiritual light. We're all spinning at the right, we're all centered and spinning the right way. I was kind of thinking of this picture in my mind of me being like a cog in a wheel, essentially. Like we're all little cogs in a wheel, and I'm kind of picturing them on a flat plane. So they're all spinning like this way, and they're all, rotating. And if I'm centered, then I'm going to be rotating and everything's perfectly even. But if I start to get misaligned, then now my cog, I'm starting to spin this way, and it is not only affecting the way that I'm spinning, but all the cogs around me are also going to start getting affected in different ways because I am out of alignment myself. And I'm like, wow, that's really kind of a cool way to think about it, because we do affect everything around us. And when we're misaligned, then, we step out of line with other people, other scenarios as well, that cause ripple effects, that maybe that situation, you would have handled it differently if you were not misaligned. Look at this guy. Hi. Cool. Maddie said, yeah, I just watched a new upcoming movie trailer called Disclosure Day, speaking about what you're saying. Oh, cool. Let me type that in here. And Disclosure Dishwasher Day. And Steven Spielberg. Okay, cool. Explores the themes of extraterrestrial life and the implications of revealing such truths to humanity. The film line poses a thought-provoking question. If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? This sets the stage for a narrative that delves into the societal and personal impacts of such a revelation. Interesting. Okay, cool. Thanks for mentioning that. There's quite a few movies that I would like to watch, even maybe with you guys someday, like bring back the Friday night fun, watching movies and just chatting about fun stuff. Yeah. David says, Neuralink uses wires placed into the brain as probes to read your mind, but those same wires can be used as electrodes to take control over your mind and body. You become a slave to the machine. Exactly, and they want to be able to map the whole brain and essentially fix any type of disease. So they're going to be casting a very wide net of anybody who has any sort of disorder, disease, dysfunction. Come on and get it, and we'll fix it. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what comes from all of this. Maddie says, wheels within wheels. Exactly. Cool. I will definitely watch that trailer. I'm actually going to get off of here, though, because I have some people that are waiting for me to do some stuff, get ready for our dinner tonight. But I will, at the very least, I'll be here tomorrow with the 3 candles. I'm ready to go. I got some graphics that I'll be able to share with you, and super excited about diving into all of that. So yeah, if I don't see you later this evening, I will see you tomorrow at noon for that. I hope that you have a really wonderful Christmas. Remember what this holiday season is all about. The Nazareans started their new year at the winter solstice because the days after increase in light. I love that idea of because that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to expand the light and have it grow. And so yeah, I think that's really, really cool. So it's a great time to celebrate the light and bring it back into this world. When we were closing our last ceremony here, church service, in the Megillah, they describe a group ritual, essentially where you visualize Earth. You stand in a circle and you visualize Earth kind of between you, and you use your hand to cast energy towards the earth, and you go light, light, light. Everybody does it at the same time, and it just gets increasingly light, 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 light. Like a really, really cool little way to just, empower the earth and infuse light into it. We might not know how to fix the situation. We might be seeing all this calamity and economic nonsense and political garbage and all of these things that are going on around us, and maybe we don't know how to exactly fix it, but this, at least for me, provides a way that we can address the situation by just shining light on it and allowing that light to come in, allowing God and Goddess to bring it in whatever way it needs to come to bring healing. I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas. May God and the Goddess bless you.